I do what I want, bring them to the front, eat them off for lunch. Roll up like a big bun, you know I'm a stun, pockets on big lump. And you know I make the show run, don't try to act like you never seen a real one. Ice water got you frozen, wetter than the ocean, baby got motion. I walk like lit like strobe lights, baby I got insight, I be in my own right. Oh, been around the block, yeah I'm hot like whoa. Been around the block, yeah I do what I do.
From the same group. That hey, I can't lose what I have. I like the consistency. I like the way things are. My responsibility of Iron Mates. Incredible heart. We have Jimmy. We have Anderson, who's born and bred in Tampines. We do this together if we all bring our friends together, and that's the only way we'll make a change.
On my right, which is on your left, there is a language inside their lives, their fans. If you want to shift inside there, please do so that more people can move forward.
Find a job. This unease cuts across race, language, is that we become content as fast as doctors. The PAP has said, Singapore has no resources except its people. We Singaporeans are exceptional, but we need people to believe in us and are prepared to support us to the hill. We need is a real safety net, stronger foundations. The workers have a vision of our Singaporean economic engine. To make Singapore all my working life in the private sector, finance, consulting, and technology assets, built over decades with foreign layers. First, making Singapore a leader in 确保所有国人的经济稳定和社会公平。 wellness that matters. And a future where every resident feels proud to call this place home. I imagined my conversation with her in Parliament and online. When things go wrong in our estates, we may be berated by residents. These are now in some form or another, after policy rebranding, they are reality. It is not only nice to have, but absolutely essential, because only truly different and alternative viewpoints will help us find better solutions, not just for the problems of yesterday, but for the challenges of tomorrow. The Workers' Party has been there.
Residents of Tampines GRC. After all, we did it before and we'll do it again. Am I right? Courage to vote for the Singapore that you want to see. The vote is not just about the next 5 years. It is about the kind of Singapore that we want our children to grow up in. Vote for the Workers' Party. Working for Singapore. Thank you.
In Parliament, that is our job, and we have punched above our weight in numbers. The last 5 years, our 8 WP MPs asked more than 2,300 parliamentary questions, debated 45 bills and motions, and sought clarification on 34 ministerial statements, including the Gerald road case, the ACRA NRIC issue, and the income insurance bid from Allianz. These results are not just numbers. They show Jalan Kayu and Tepi Nakal that Singapore, House of Parliament. When you vote for WP candidates, you are not just choosing town managers. You are electing voices. Workers' Party. That is the voice that we offer. In Parliament, we have spoken about issues that matter to you, that eventually help shape policy. Vote for the Workers' Party, vote for the party that is voting for Singapore. Ôi, ảo ta đại Chong đang làm ta đại支持者。包括係話會對 BAD 政府會計對，可能更簡單，而可能會用一係加速，加到更簡單指標。There is no words. WT has managed Hougang for 34 years. Aljunied, how many years? 14 years. And Sengkang, how many years? 5 years. Yes. Elected state. And ask them whether they ever been penalized for voting for the Workers' Party. No, right? Our heart never lie. We work hard for Tampines GRC.
Good evening, fellow Singaporeans. Thank you. Businesses were forced to scramble to deal with border closures and supply chain disruptions.
elections then, amidst that uncertainty. And Singaporeans made their voices clear at the ballot box. My grandparents, like so many of our pioneers, have paved the path before us. We did not think about it at that time. It's the right story. So come, let us read. Join us.
Can I just ask everyone to just one step forward? Just one step. Next speaker, I don't know how she got.
Dear voters of Hougang SMC and fellow Singaporeans, a very good evening to all of you. This is Hougang. Welcome all of you. Everybody, please give space if we need to. Please give space. 计划要落实，市政会计划竞争或翻新实际的有待走廊。Can I continue？ 亲爱的后港居民，我能在后港为大家服务，聆听你们的声音。我计划接下来5年。 I have tried to be on the ground every day. I have tried. I have spent time talking to many of you in the coffee shop, in your void deck, with you, our residents, to keep our estate in the next term. Many shelter drop-offs and walkways have been. There is more work to be done, and I hope our residents will give your vote to me to continue to serve you in our country. A few days ago, all of you, all of us, it's amazing that the resident reminds me of this. But to better scrutinize the government, we need more workers' party, not fewer. We can't afford. There's not enough of us. Vote for the Workers' Party, working for Singapore.
Please, Sylvia Lim.
在国会中能为您的大义是，为你们大家多多包容和见谅。我们会 Since the PAP lost Aljunied, has Singapore been weakened? Life goes on. And guess what? One of the Workers' Party's unknowns is now the leader of the opposition. There is a serious message here. You may only have one vote, but together, our vote
and only if the PAP has a clear mandate can they represent Singapore confidently. By strong mandate, the PAP means at least 90% of the fully elected seats, but preferably 100%. Even if every Workers' Party candidate enters Parliament, and that is a very big if, the PAP will still have 71 out of 97 seats, and that is 73%. Does the PAP really believe that foreign leaders of democratic countries who meet Prime Minister Lawrence Wong will think, oh, the Singapore Prime Minister only won 73% of the seat. So lousy! He must come from a lousy school! Do you actually think the foreign leaders will say this? Only the PAP says such things and things like this. Let me tell you, foreign leaders of democracies would get their right arm and right leg for 73% of the seats in Parliament. They would also say that politics in Singapore is stable, and more than being an advanced economy, Singapore is finally beginning to look like the participatory democracy promised decades ago by then Prime Minister Mr. Pritam. My second point is on PM Lawrence Wong saying that voting in for opposition weakens the PAP in governing Singapore. No. Reality check number 2. Once the PAP forms government, it can pursue its full agenda. Meaning a majority of the seats would allow the PAP to pass all the bills that it wants. And just 65 seats will give the PAP a two-third majority. With that, the PAP will be able to amend almost any part of the Constitution, even if the opposition disagrees. They have been doing that all these years. For example, in creating the reserve presidency. And the reality is this, the PAP will win 65 or more seats easily. How do I know this? I don't have a crystal ball, but my first degree from NUS was in history. So let's look at history. It's difficult for any opposition party to win a GRC or an SMC. That's a fact. And even if the Workers' Party wins a few more seats, the PAP government will not be weakened. Let's look at history again. Before 1980, there were fewer than 70 PAP MPs in Parliament. Yet, the PAP had more than enough people from which to find outstanding 1T ministers. Is PM Wong saying that he cannot find enough good people to fill his cabinet? Is he telling us that the caliber of his PAP MPs is very low? And let me add one more important reason why having more WP MPs will not weaken the government. We do not oppose for the sake of opposing. If the laws are in Singapore's interest, we will vote with the government as we have done so. Everyone here knows the Workers' Party MPs are rational and responsible. So I call on the voters to elect all the WP candidates. Even if all our candidates are elected, the PAP will still have more than two-thirds of the seats. Vote for us and we will work for you in your estate and in Parliament. Now, was quite surprised when I heard this. So why do I say so? Now, around this time last year, before Mr. Lee Hsien Loong handed over power to Mr. Lawrence Wong, he gave an extended interview to the mainstream media, various mainstream media outlets. In his exchange with He Zhao Pao, there was a segment that contrasted talk and action. Zhao Pao asked Mr. Lee Hsien Loong, why do you say that communication skills are so important? In the past, or all along, the PAP would say less and do more. But now, you mentioned the content of speeches, how to express it well. Why are they important? Mr. Lee Hsien Loong replied, we used to say less and do more. But the former Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew, his speeches were very effective. Through his speeches, he mobilized the entire country and led it on many paths. The opposition makes its contribution by tracking the government of the day, the same thing Mr. Lee Kuan Yew did when he was in opposition after 1955. In fact, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew would even walk out of Parliament along with his MPs to make a political point. As an opposition MP, he could not be a man of action in terms of executing policies at that point because his main job was to be a loyal opposition. But in Parliament, Mr. Lee Kuan Yew talked and talked and talked. So I would ask the PAP candidates, have a care for our political system. It is designed to represent all Singaporeans, and the Workers' Party has to step up for them. No PAP candidate wanted to talk substantively during the rallies about this decade. No PAP candidates wanted to engage the issue of how land for public housing is valued with a view to explore the prospects of housing affordability. No PAP candidate wanted to substantively engage the issue of why GST had to be hiked during a global inflation shock and why it could not be delayed. Some of these were directly brought up during our rally speeches. Our manifesto and our solutions for Singapore were shared with the public well before nomination day. Why didn't the PAP engage on these four issues? Beyond advocating for a fairer and more just and thoughtful policy in Parliament, we have encapsulated our vision in our manifesto with concrete ideas that envision the type of Singapore we want for our people. So far from weakening Singapore, the Workers' Party will bring the voices of Singaporeans into government through Parliament. Now, my third point. Lawrence Wong says that in times of severe crisis, if you don't elect ministers like Giam and all his current and potential ministers, we are in big trouble. He says we risk our lives and future if we vote for the Workers' Party. Reality check number 3. It was Prime Minister Wong himself who moved Giam out of Chua when he had been there for 14 years. Giam is new to the ground in Punggol. Prime Minister Wong said that the move was for leadership distribution. This does not make sense because Singapore is so small. We are not America, China, or even Malaysia. In 2020, Ong Lue Ping was moved from Pasir Ris Punggol to Sengkang GRC and he lost. To move a minister who you claim to be really important at election time is a risk. And it can be deemed reckless when you have other relatively safer constituencies to put him in. And he knows exactly what I mean. So if DPM Giam is indispensable, then, if I may use PM Wong's own phrase, moving him was cavalier and irresponsible. Senior Minister Lee says, or he said at the rally, that voters should not play dangerous games and vote tactically. But it looks like Prime Minister Wong is the one playing dangerous tactical games. From all of this, I can only draw two reasonable conclusions. First, moving DPM Giam to Punggol was a tactical move to stop the Workers' Party from winning the GRC. I think this is obvious to everyone. Second, I believe that Lawrence Wong would not have risked Gan Kim Yong against the Workers' Party if he is indispensable. PM Wong must have been confident that he has enough talent even without DPM Giam. There is no other reasonable conclusion. Was not risking Singapore's future. DPM Giam is not indispensable. And that is the simple truth. No one is indispensable. If DPM Giam is not re-elected, Singaporeans need not feel guilty. After all, you didn't put him at risk, the PMP did. And even if Gan Kim Yong is not elected, he can still serve Singapore. For example, just like previous ministers, he could be appointed chairman of a government-linked company. And if Mr. Giam has a good relationship with the US trade negotiator, there is no reason why he cannot continue to be Singapore's official negotiator or special envoy. To Americans and most countries in the world, winning and losing elections is normal. They are used to people losing elections and then representing the United States. Let's look at Senator John Kerry or then President Jimmy Carter. Regardless of what the PMP would have you believe, the Americans will not care if Mr. Giam lost the election and is no longer DPM. The Americans and many other countries follow professional practice and they deal with the person who is officially appointed by the government. They will happily continue to deal with ex-DPM candidates. Justice Giam said in a rally speech, "Don't fall for the same trick that was played on East Coast GRC in G2020. And to the voters in Tampines and East Coast, just like DPM Giam can serve elsewhere, the same goes for Minister Masagos and Edwin Tong. Mr. Masagos has worked in senior positions in Singtel. He could easily become chairman of the GLC or an ambassador like ex-minister Lee Ping. Mr. Edwin Tong is a senior counsel. He could lead the Singapore Institute of Legal Education. Or he can join the Football Association of Singapore to fulfill his dream of bringing Singapore to the FIFA World Cup in 2024. To assure voters that the opposition will be elected. This is reality fact number 4. The PMP wants to win all the parliament. Giam personally walked the ground with the PMP Aljunied team and he said, and I quote, "We don't give up any constituency. unquote. Make no mistake, the PAP never gives up. Voters of Aljunied, Hougang, Sengkang, and all the other constituencies where the Workers' Party is contesting, we do not take your vote for granted. We must fight every single vote. Every single vote is precious for the Workers' Party. To the voters in Tampines, Chanta, East Coast, Punggol, Jalan Kayu, please do not assume that Aljunied, Hougang and Sengkang are in any way safe for the Workers' Party. There are never any safe seats for the opposition. Even Aljunied was nearly lost in 2015. The margin was a razor-thin 2%. Every single vote counts. So, make your vote count. The PAP is prominent and it always campaigns hard. Vote for the Workers' Party to create a more balanced political system. My fifth and final point is on Lawrence Wong's comment of don't give a free pass to the opposition. He said voters should apply the same standards to the PAP and opposition candidates. Oh, reality check number 5. The PAP created the GRC system. Since 1988, GRCs have protected dozens of new PAP MPs. For this election, a few PAP candidates never worked the ground until recently. Voters do not know them, but voters are expected to vote for them just because they are in the GRC with an anchor minister. That is what I call a free pass. By saying what he did, Giam Lawrence Wong was treating us voters like simpletons. But the last few elections have proven to the Workers' Party that Singaporean voters are savvy, thoughtful, patriotic. Actually, I should correct myself. It is not true that the Workers' Party candidates have nothing to gain. They do. By standing as Workers' Party candidates, they acquire the privilege of standing up for Singaporeans for a more balanced political system and being counted. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the close of a very, very long election campaign. It didn't just start 9 days ago. It started 5 years ago. And in the tradition of the Workers' Party, we always end the last rally with the pledge. So, without further ado,
Happiness, prosperity, and progress for our nation. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Please make a little voting. Thank you so much. The support is entire election. Remember, on the time to vote for the Workers' Party.
Thank you. Dear Singaporeans, thanks for your support. We have come to the end of the rally. Please make your way out of the stadium safely. Look out for anyone.
Take me down to the river where the peace
the right side. Kovan MRT to the right side. Kovan MRT to the right side.
Here I go, back to the river, where my soul is satisfied. Lord, I know you will deliver like you do every time that I come alive. Freedom for my body, soul, and mind. Here at the river where I leave it all behind. At the river, leave it all behind. Back at the river.